Hey everyone, welcome back to Sengoku Basara 4 Sumeragi, and today we're going to be playing through story mode with Chosokabe Motochika. Let's have a look at him. So Motochika is a pretty cool character. He's depicted as being like a pirate, so instead of like going and conquering lands, he's much rather going around and trying to get some treasure, and he has a big pirate crew, and we've seen his ship before in this game, and his crewmates are kind of interesting bunch. They all call him Aniki out of respect, and so he treats them like his own family, so he's very protective of them. And he also has a fondness for using machinery, so you'll see like on his stage he has a lot of traps, and he has like the rising sun, that giant boat looking thing with the spider legs that he uses to attack us. His weapon is an anchor attached to a pole with some chains, so usually he uses it like an axe, but sometimes the anchor can detach and he can swing it around almost like a chain sickle of sorts. He's also kind of known for, and you'll see this in the anime and some of the other adaptations, that he can ride his anchor around like a surfboard, I guess, except he can ride it on land, which I guess makes it more of a skateboard. But it can also like fly. He flies on it sometimes too, so I don't know who thought of this, but it's pretty cool. He's also rivals with Motonari Mōri here, so I'm going to use Motonari as his NPC partner. So here's his default outfit. I really like Motochika's design. It's kind of cool. He's got like the jacket draped over his shoulders, but like it's not exactly a cape because it is kind of still being worn. But it's not being worn like a jacket either, so you can also see his like bare chest. There's like a tattoo mark in the bottom, on like the bottom left corner of his abdomen. Well, I guess his bottom right, our bottom left from where we're seeing it. I've never really seen a guy rock purple and pink so well too and looks like such a badass. He also tends to walk around with one hand inside his pocket, which just adds to his coolness. Oops. Here's his second costume. And here's a recolor costume. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. It's that thing again where you play Japanese games and they use circle for select and X for exit instead of the opposite, which is what we do in English games. Let's have a look at his joke weapon. Is this it? I don't remember. It looks like one, okay. So it's like a... well, it's got a stingray on the end, I think. It's got a stingray on the end, some starfish, octopus. Interesting choice of weapon. So here's his rival, Motonari. And Motonari's outfit... when I first saw him, he looks so... kind of funny. He looks like a Christmas tree. Like the silhouette he carves and like the shape of his ridiculously long like armored sleeve things. Like they cover his hands and they... I don't know, and his hat is really tall, and like he looks so strange, and it's so weird to think that he's like depicted as being this like cunning, cold tactician. What is this? So it's kind of weird because you can't really take him seriously with that outfit, and yet he's like stone cold and uncaring and kind of scary in a way too. Interesting too because his element is light, so you don't really expect that. Most of the Sengoku Basara like villainous characters are dark or fire or something like that. So Motonari is a very skilled tactician. He's very cunning, and he also has a strong belief in the sun, and he calls the sun Nichirin. And I think I mistakenly said in a previous video that he worshipped Amaterasu, and so I think that's actually incorrect. He just worships the sun directly and calls it Nichirin. And he calls himself like a child of the sun. So I'm not really exactly sure where that came from. I did a quick search on his historical counterpart. It didn't really seem like there was really much to that. His historical counterpart was very clever though, so he was surrounded by like a bunch of other more powerful and larger clans, and using like a careful balance of like strategy and diplomacy, he was eventually able to defeat and conquer both of them and take over like the Chugoku area. So in the Basara games, that's usually his area, I guess, like how Motochika usually looks after Shikoku. Motonari always gets some really strange joke weapons. So he's like a ring blade, and his joke weapon in this game is actually really funny. Where is it? Here it is. Look at that. That sprinkled donut. And okay, one of the things is that his fighting style, some of his attacks, he takes his ring blade and he splits it into two identical like half circular blades for some attacks. So you can see with this donut, half of it is yellow and half of it is green. So like I can imagine when he uses it, it splits right down the two colors and he uses them as two separate weapons during those attacks. His joke weapon in Basara 3 was like a ring of peacock feathers too, and so when he swung it around he looked like a peacock. Motonari's moveset is really interesting too, because to reflect his kind of cunning personality, his entire moveset revolves around setting traps. So he's like a trap master character in the game, so that makes him really unique, and he's pretty fun to play, but I wouldn't say he's super easy to play either. Oh, and to reflect Motonari's attitude towards his soldiers, because he treats them like pawns. In the first couple of Basara games, he actually could damage them with friendly fire, and it didn't actually like do damage to them, but they would get staggered and stuff too. He and Akechi Mitsuhide share that in common, I think, along with maybe another character who is no longer in the Basara series. So in Basara, the story between Motochika and Motonari is that they're rivals mostly because they have such opposite personalities. Motochika is very hot-headed and he's very loyal, while Motonari is very calm and manipulative. So in Basara 3, the story kind of goes that Motonari, he's been kind of scheming a lot with Yoshitsugu to entice people to join the Western Army, which includes things like bullying Hideaki. And one of the things they do is Motonari invades Motochika's island and ends up slaughtering a bunch of his pirate brethren. But when he leaves, he actually leaves behind traces of Ieyasu's flag. So when Motochika returns, he thinks that Ieyasu is the one who did it. Even though he's friends with Ieyasu, he's very quick to jump to conclusions because of his friendship towards his crew. So he goes off to confront Ieyasu, and Motonari convinces him to join the Western Army with Mitsunari to fight Ieyasu. And then depending on whose ending you do, Motochika either gets his revenge, or he dies not really finding it out, or he dies trying to avenge his brethren or whatnot. So the two of them are not really on good terms, but Motochika is friends with Ieyasu, and he's also friends with Magoichi, which we see because Magoichi is on his stage in this game.
日も絶好の海賊日和なりと。よーし、答えろ野郎ども。俺たち
キラキラの海賊だぜ兄貴。
俺たちが狙うのは
キラキラのお宝だぜ兄貴。
おう友よ、俺たちは海賊、狙うはお宝。最強無敵の百鬼不覚発進だ。
最高だぜ兄貴。
今日もごっそりいただくぜ野郎ども。
ちょいと手合わせだ。
Alright, so I forgot that Motochika actually has this, for this screen, instead of riding a horse or running like most of the other characters, he's on his ship. So I think Tsuruhime does that too. Motochika and Tsuruhime had a little bit of a rivalry in Basara 3 since they were both very ocean focused. So I kind of want to do this stage because this one we have not done yet in this series. So this is a stage where it's Shingen and Kenshin fighting each other. We basically intrude on their battle, and I think it's really fitting since we very recently just went through Kasuga and Yukimura's story, so we saw a little bit more of Shingen and Kenshin. So let's have a try at this. So look at how big Mori's helmet is in that little status picture in the bottom left. Okay, so here's Motochika. Looks pretty cool. He's got his hand in his pocket. He's ready to rock. Let's look at his regular attacks. So you can see at the end of his attack string, his anchor comes off and he swings it around. If I hold the attack button, he'll kind of punch. I'm not sure if this might be a grab or a throw, so I guess I'll have to try it, if I remember. Here's his triangle attack, so you can swing your hook forward and then basically fish up some enemies, bring them towards you. And then movement attack, I use this one a lot because it's pretty effective. It's just a bunch of swinging, but very fiery. Motochika's element is fire. Here's his guard stance. The wind adds a really nice effect to this. It seems that no matter which way I face, the wind blows his clothes the same direction. Oh, so this one is his like Spider-Man attack. And you can end up airborne. So he rides his anchor a little bit. You can see it chained to the top of the screen. I wonder if there's anything else I can... Oh, there's no follow-up to that. Well, you could do your mid-air attack. Or your heavy mid-air. This one's pretty cool too. This is a new attack for Sumeragi. So this is his kind of most well-known move in the game. So you press this button here, and he will release a fishing net and ensnare any enemies. And basically, Motochika is a really good boss killer because you can ensnare bosses as well, except for Tadakatsu, Yoshitsugu, and Soren, the usual culprits who fall outside of normal mechanics. Now, usually this net does not have spikes on it. I have a special inscription equipped on Motochika that makes it so that his net is spiky, so enemies take damage inside the net, even if I'm not doing anything. But you can basically pummel them like pinatas once they're inside. So that's a pretty important move for his moveset. Let's look at his R2 moves. That one's pretty nice, but doesn't seem as grand as other R2 moves. So this one's the one where... oh. I thought that was the one where he starts to ride it, but it wasn't. You can hear his crew shouting in the background. They're so cute. Oh, if I hold it... that's really cute. So this one, here you go. You can ride the anchor around, and if I press attack buttons, he'll like do some tricks that do damage. Is there anything else I could do with this? No. Alright. Oh, and his taunt. Let's go get some bases. This is a new stage added for Sumeragi too. It wasn't in the original Basara form. So I think I can... the goal is to try to beat the stage, take it over before Yukimura gets here. Okay, that is a grab move, so you punch them in the gut, they kind of stagger, and then you wind up like a baseball bat and you hit them. Okay, I'm just gonna spam the bread and butter moves I know. Since Yukimura is getting closer. Can't see, my net is in the way. That green barrier is one of Motonari's skills, so you'll see that when I switch to him. It's so confusing. They both start with Moto, so I keep getting their names. Well, not confused, but like I'm about to call them the wrong thing. Ow. It's so easy to spam this move. I know it doesn't look as stylish, but it gets the job done. Yukimura's getting closer. So much cavalry here. Oh, what? Ah! They're rolling me over! I was gonna put down my net. Oh, thanks, Motonari, for your laser beam. Where was he even running? Like a stream of water on top of the ocean? I can't remember the way this map is set up, since I don't play the stage very often. A lot of ninjas over here. See, I'll show you the grab move again. If I can find a victim. Oh, that base is on the other side of the river. Ah! Stop it! Oh god, that took forever. There's so many ninjas here. There we go. Oh, they knocked me into the ninja barrier. So I think depending on whether you take over Shingen or Kenshin spaces first, then that determines which of the bosses you're gonna fight. I thought you fight both of them, but maybe I'm wrong. What an efficient method of transportation. Just grab yourself an anchor and go. Oh! Oh, it's Oscar.
ないね、オタクもさ。理由？まあ聞かなくてもすぐにわかると思うけどね。しかし、わざわざこんな大一番に乱入するなんてさ。
How dare you? Come on, stop it.
さて、
Get caught.
俺様にしかできない。
There you go.
大切なお仕事。
Now he's just a sitting duck for a while. It's kind of OP, but
いやいや、海賊の忍びだってどうだろうな。続けてもいいけど、オタク死ぬ。
意地の張り合いだ。それなら負けはね
now I can't see.
そうだ。
人は城、人は石垣。神草の思い、乱世の今こそ噛みしめようぞ。甲斐の赤き虎、剣山。わしは見定めねばならん。この狂乱の行く末をの。
やる
貴様は狛江。
That's a pretty cool picture. The shark in the water. Boat.
きり異国へ旅立てねえぜ。
うっかりあの世へ旅立たんぞ。わしも老いたわ。
なんだ、鬼が怖くて泣いてんのかい。てやおっといけねえ、道草食っちまった。ふっ、いくら鬼でも食らっちゃいけねえもんだってあるよな。
おい、兄貴が鬼みてえな顔してるぞ。おめえ、ヘマやらかしちまったんじゃねえか。うるせえ。てめえの上がりがしょぼくれてたからだろ。
何揉めてやがる野郎ども。海の上じゃ仲良くしとけって言ってあるだろうが。
すまねえ、兄貴。でもよ、兄貴、すっげえ怖え顔してたからよ。
あ、そうか。いや、そりゃ俺が悪かった。いや、ちょっと考え事してたんだよな。
兄貴が考え事？そいつはやっぱり一大事だ。
バカ野郎、俺はいつだって考え抜いて行動してんだよ。おらおら、間抜け面下げてねえで働くぞ野郎ども。
豊臣を追われた砂人が、強国の姫が姉上武田の弱体化を見最上軍がお尋ね者。
Some of those cutscenes look so funny when you stop them short. I want to play Motonari in the next one and show him off, so I'm gonna pick this one so I'm not in a rush. Okay, so here's Motonari with his silly ring blade. So because his moveset revolves around like setting up traps and stuff like that, there's actually a lot of synergy to be found within his moves, and if you don't know them, it becomes really hard to play him well, or at least optimally, and of course I'm not really great at doing that either. So regular attack. I love the like illusion after trails it seems to leave. And if you hold the button down, he'll split his circle into two separate ring blades. So if he had the donut weapon, I imagine he would split it between the two sides of the donut. So his triangle move is this one. So he summons some archers, and they'll just stand there and continue hitting the same spot. If you hold the button down, you can actually aim it, and then when you let go, they'll just continue to aim wherever you left them off. You can hit these guys too. Goodbye. His movement attack is this one. He just kind of breaks his ring blade up and spins. Here's his guard. A hula hoop looking kind of thing. That too, like he's got a silly weapon for someone that's supposed to be kind of serious. So this one is a pretty cool attack. It's decoy, so he leaves a floating decoy of himself, and enemies will actually attack the decoy instead of attack you, which lets you actually set up your attacks because he has some startup to his abilities. If you taunt, the decoy will detonate. So Motonari's taunt was one of the fastest in the game, and in Basara 3 when you taunted it gave you Basara bar, so you could actually like regular attack and then end it off with a quick taunt, and it was actually quite efficient to do it that way too. I think in this game you only get like a tiny bit of Basara with each one. So a lot of his attacks you can kind of taunt and it'll actually have additional effects like the decoy. So this one's a new one for Sumeragi. He'll release these rings and then it'll bind any enemies inside, so they'll be stuck inside the ring. Okay, these guys are in my way again. Now you'll see him use this move a lot, especially as a computer. Now what this does is it reflects projectiles, and if any enemies touch it they take damage, so you can actually whack it and it will move around according to how you hit it. Now the neat thing about this move is that your own projectiles will also bounce off it, and if they bounce off this mirror, they actually deal extra damage. And so here I can set up two at the same time, and you can kind of even like create a trap. See, as they hit them, they'll bounce off in another direction. So like if you work it smart, you can actually trap enemies between these two barriers and they'll just kind of get knocked back and forth. It's kind of hard to do because the barrier is not easy to set up. And you can have two out at a time. See if I can do this. See, they don't really bounce off at a like an angle that makes sense to me. Like they're not like mirrors. You can see because they go like horizontal afterwards, but you can see they bounce off and they actually deal extra damage when you do that. And then you can move them around. And I think the more you hit them, the stronger they get for a little bit. Okay, thanks guys. So his R2 moves, this one, is called Brainwash. And what you'll do is whenever you hit guys, I think you can hit a maximum of 4 of them, you'll brainwash them into your side, and they'll fight for you. And if you taunt, then they'll run forward and kamikaze the enemies and explode. So this one, he uses Ring Blade as a solar laser, like in a stage. If I hold the button down, I can actually manually move it around. And I can't move while I'm doing this. Again, the cool thing is, if you shoot it against your reflective barrier, it does extra damage. See that? And if you trap enemies between 2 of them, you can make it bounce off and do like a ton of damage, which is pretty neat. Okay, try to move it out of the way. Okay, and then this one is kind of another binding attack. So what happens is you'll trap enemies in here, and then it will slowly constrict, and then the enemies will kind of get crushed. Okay, let's give Mōri a try. It's always ideal to set up a decoy with him first. Let's try brainwashing some people, actually, that'll be fun. Ah, you're supposed to attack my decoy. There you go. See, these people are on my side now. They'll follow me around, and then if I... Let's try some other attacks. Ah. I usually stick to the solar ray for his R2 move. I'll leave that there. So he's not super great at like comboing, but if you set up some tactics really well, he can become quite powerful. Ow. How dare you. Ah, I hate these things. Also just leave barriers sitting in places and they'll just do damage. Trying to hit this person, but there's a pole in the way. Let's use our Basara attack on Sasuke up ahead.
ついてないね、オタクもさ。ん？理由？まあ聞かなくてもすぐにわかると思うけどね。 ちら今結構忙しいんだけど。
Ow. There you go.
空気読めてる？
You dodged it.
お前たち武田との戦のさなか、お前たちのせいで。
それは今たとえそうであろうとも、この雪村
Ah.
甲斐武田の留守を任された身、負けるわけにはいかぬ。おっと、後悔だけはしてくれるなよ。
You can like trap enemies between your attacks using Motonari's skills and his traps.
まずっちゃった。すまねえ、大将。大将、あんたは負けちゃダメなんだ。
おのれ、卑怯だぞ。真田が消えた。どこへ行った？出てこい。
これはサスケの仕業か。
これが俺様の精一杯だ。
Maybe the decoy will distract the tigers.
大将。
The decoy is very nice to have.
お相手つかまつる。
Hey, yeah, go attack that.
力に物を言わせて。これだったら。
降りたかい。ならもう鬼や近づかず。
男がのさばり。涙するのは乙女ばかり。国の行く末、もはや男などに任せておけない。私は直虎、誰よりもひたむきなる虎だ。不埒なけだものめ、そんなに返り討ちにされたいか。故郷脅しか。蹴散らしてやる。この一撃、乙女の嘆きと知れ。
このままではいかぬ。
海賊の親玉なんてやってる男がまっとうであるはずがない。
身も蓋もねえな。もたもたしてと残らず食われちまうぞ。やるぞ。俺の代わりに黙祷しといてやってくれ。
思いな。イーグンなど眼中になかったが、それはとんだ誤算だな。
Yeah, there we go.
初のは聞くまでもねえな。
倒れるところは見せられない。
あれは直虎様の乙女色の覇気。
これくらいなんだ。直虎様のしごきに比べたら。
Where'd she go? She keeps getting knocked up in the air.
次会う時は絶対に更生させてやる。覚えておけ。直虎の牙は抜けやしない。
ヒデ、それがしを追い詰めたあの直虎殿を破ったのか。少々待っておれ。体の筋を伸ばしている最中なのだ。みんな、サスケ、すまない。俺が不甲斐ないばかりに。いざとなれば。
It's so hard to position all these reflective barriers and archers and rays correctly, but it's kind of fun when you get it right.
重かったろ。俺の怒りはよ。参られた以上、無傷でお返しはできませぬ。風も潮も読めねえから負ける。もっともっと束になってかかってきな。やばいかやばくないかと聞かれるが、実にやばい。俺ら命は花から兄貴に預けるんだ。何もかもが足りぬ。兵の連動もそれがしの才も。そっちの親分殿へ、こっちの親分がやられました。てめえ
Trying to give Motochika some Basara There we go.
身ぐるみ置いてきゃ許してやる。
我らではまるで歯が立たぬ。お頼み申す雪村様。
この雪村、今燃えずしていつ燃える。武田に真田あり。いざ日の元にこの雪村あり。まさに貴様は来ない。
やるってのか。
I hope I can reach the two bases from here. Might be a bit far. He just hovers his ring blade in the air, like, praise the sun! Although it's kind of cool that you can turn it into like a miniature sun.
この雪村の熱き魂が。今こそ吠えよ虎の魂。見事この雪村負けて食いなし。てや
おっといけねえ。道草食っちまった。ふっ。いくら鬼でも食らっちゃいけねえもんだってあるよな。
おい、兄貴、また鬼みてえな顔してるぞ。例の考え事ってやつか。いや、ひょっとして腹でも下したんじゃ。だとしたら一大事だ。みんな、兄貴の腹を撫でて。
決めた。俺ら決めたぞ、やるども。海だ。海へ出るんだよ。
待ってくれ、兄貴。海なんていつでも出られるんじゃ。
その海じゃねえ。異国の海だ。日の本は俺たちにはもう狭くなっちまった。だからこの国をこぎ出してよ。まだ誰も見たことがねえでっかい大海原へ渡るのさ。
そいつは本当に一大事だ。
だろ。海賊の心が魂が熱くたぎるだろうが。行くぜ野郎ども。見果てぬ海はどこまでも。
兄貴
They're so cute.
最下の姉さん。北の少女、巨大な地下道を張る。お尋ね者。
You know, we haven't done the duel against Masamune here. This one was added for Sumeragi. You can see he's wearing one of his alternate outfits. You know what? Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. I would have picked the Tsuruhime and Maguichi stage, but Motochika doesn't have special dialogue or special like rival cutscenes against either of them, even though he's friends with Maguichi and he was rivals with Tsuruhime before. Oftentimes characters don't have rival cutscenes with characters of their own faction, in this game, just because normally playing through story mode you won't be fighting people of your own faction, since they're usually fought on the character's own stage, so at least that's my guess.
あんたとならいい刀らしになりそうだ。と、お重には内緒だぜ。
Can I get him? He's too far. There we go. Oh, let me up. Just like a piñata. Why is the camera moving around? I'm not moving it. I can't see anything. Stop it. Help me, Motonari. Nice, the barrier is just repeatedly bashing against it.
Not too bad.
Oh, that's the end. Okay then. Sell this donut. Now that I think of it, his crewmates shouting and calling each other Aniki really reminds me of Lowain and his bros from Grand Blue Fantasy. The dude bro personality. Oh, a duel against Shikinosuke on my stage, that's interesting. So I do want to do the drama route, the blue route for Motochika. I do Ieyasu stage, not super fond of that. He did get a red anime route in Sumeragi, so Motochika did not have an anime route in the original Basara 4, but they added it for this one.
あれは元親じゃないか。よく来たな。いきなりどうしたんだ。
ま、近くまで来たんでな。顔でも見せようと思ってよ。それじゃあ早速邪魔するぜ。
ああ、忠勝の言う通り、ただ顔を見せに来たというわけではなさそうだ。
さて、まずはこの目で確かめさせてもらうぜ。お前がどれほど成長しているかを、お前の心の海にかかるもやの深さを、そいつを確かめるのも俺の役目だ。説明。
おいおい元親、一体何をする気だ。
ちょっと荒っぽいが、こいつが一番手っ取り早いんでね。
So he does have a special rival cutscene with Ieyasu.
鎖で結ぶ絆に
一への後悔に幸あれ。
Oh, he dodged. Okay, now dodge this.
わけではなさそうだな、元親。
こいつはちょっとした挨拶代わりだ。海賊流のな。
忠勝、まだ無茶はするな。
How'd you get out of my net,
荒波
Ieyasu?
に揉まれてこそ一人前の男ってもんだ。
Let's ride my anchor over.
挨拶は済んだかな、元親。それでこれからどうする。
さて、どうしようかね。ま、行きがけの打金だ。ちょっとばかり稼がせてもらおうかなと。
そう驚くことはないぞ、忠勝。こういう男なんだ、元親は。
俺が持っていけね。俺どうしたけど。ん？手土産を渡すのをすっかり忘れていたぜ。
手土産とやらは忠勝に渡してくれ。後で受け取っておくよ。
まあそう言うな。ここまで来たんだ。直接渡していいじゃねえか。
あんたら血も涙も
Get rid of all these stragglers.
一っ走りして持ってくからよ。ま、のんびり待っててくれや。
元親。よし、引け。あとはみんなに任せるんだ。さて、広がるはどちらの時代だろうな。
日の本の中心は四国。常識だけだ。
忠勝殿戦にもの貴重な兵糧が。
Didn't mean to knock that guy down there.
鬼と呼びたけ呼びな。俺たちは海賊だ。
Out of my way.
民のため、
Ow.
家康様のため、耐えしのいでみせようぞ。
I'm just gonna keep surfing over here. Don't mind me.
家康様、忠勝殿、お二方に顔向けできぬ。イノシシ部じゃ
I can't see where I'm going. I'm going too fast. Gotta stop. That box is getting far away. Motochika, I have not invested as much into him as some of the other characters in this game. So he doesn't feel as strong as everyone else. That's probably just me. Get off, you're stupid. It takes so long to dismount that thing. Get up, get up, get up. Skate on out of here. Get off, get off, get off! See, I like that move, but getting it to stop in a timely manner is not as easy as it sounds. Kind of behind on beating up the boxes now. Spent too long at the beginning. That's okay. I am not fond of this stage. Have I mentioned that before? Yeah. I'm just gonna walk. Catch a bunch of guys in there so they... Ow, what knocked me down? Oh no, I forgot that they only have to get to there. No! Get off the stupid anchor. Get off! Okay, fine. Hey, where are you, Tadakatsu? I can't catch him, even if I tried. He's too big. It's doing damage to him because of the thorns, though. That's nice. And because the archers are attacking. Thanks, Motonari. Ow! He's in his heavy mode, so he won't stagger very easily. Okay, I'm gonna turn on maximum style. Oh, come on. So we can't guard. Nice job, Mōri. Wait, I need some Basara, because I haven't done Motochika's Basara attack yet. Is there any over here? I was just about to kill that guy before he took over my base. Motochika is a major badass, and I love his design, but gameplay-wise, not my favorite. His Basara attack is pretty cool, though.
その目本気だな元チ本気でわしとやり合うつもりだな
今さら何言ってやる俺は頭から終わりまで本気を
分かったお前の本気にわし
It's kind of hard to see up against the wall, but like at the end he knocks the enemy back and then he points with his finger and then a giant like fireball comes from the sky and lands where his finger is pointing. But I was up against a wall, so it didn't really show very well. Well, let's do Mōri's while we're at it.
お前はそれを確かめに来たのだ
俺らもおこぼれに預かりますからっと
I hate how this net gets in my way too, so if it doesn't catch anyone, I have to go around it.
無理しやがってそらお待ちかねの手土産だしのごの言わずに受け取ってくれや鬼が怖くて泣いて
Let's go taunt him.
なんだ鬼が怖くて泣いてんのかいなんだ
I could teabag him too. If I wanted. That's a lot of weapons to sell. So our last fight here looks like Battle of Sekigahara against Mitsunari.
別にいいじゃねえかい。もののついでよ、ついで。
しかし、豊臣軍との大戦だぞ。ついでで戦うような相手じゃないだろう。
豊臣秀吉の左腕、石田三成か。確か、お前が豊臣にいた時の。
ああ、かつての戦友だ。だが今は、わしが決着をつけるべき敵の一人だ。
そうかい。どうやら今のあんたに迷いはなさそうだ。
言っただろ。わしは迷うことをやめたと。
はあ、そうだったな。進め。
三成
豊臣を裏切りし大罪身を刻まれ死に至るまで秀吉様にお詫びし続けろ。
だとさ相当嫌われてるぜ。
Ah, stop him. Don't upgrade the base. I just got here.
しばらくお預けだ。
海がどうした？
なんでもねえさ。昨夜見たちっぽけな夢の話よ。
私には共に戦う両手がある。故に貴様らなど敵ではない。
まずは小手調べよな。我も一つ博打としゃれ込もう。春はこやつよ。
掴んだ未来もかけなきゃ離れていっちまう。さあ一発勝負だ。島左近入ります。ちょっとどうしたの。このままじゃやべえんじゃねえ。鬼が出たって聞いたけど、ひょっとしてあんた。
さてね、俺が鬼に見えるかい。
Oh, he dodged. So, see, the net isn't perfect, but it's pretty good when you get it. Especially if you combo into it. There you go. Get him.
石田のやつ、家康と同じこと言ってやがる。ちょ、あんた早く負けてくんねえ。俺水谷様に殺されちまうんだけど。
The net with the barrier is perfect. Stop it, Sakon. I need to get through here. My base is being overrun.
これで俺も地獄行き決定かねえ。鬼なんざ怖かねえ。
たとえどんなに微力だろうと、俺だって豊臣の力だ。こんなすげえやつがいるって誰も信じてくれねえよな。
Did I get Sakon? I guess I did.
やっぱあんた鬼っしょ。
そのままおとなしくしてりゃ取って食うまではしねえさ。
そうよな。次なるは死の霧なぞ見舞おうてやろう。
大谷殿、それは使わぬと申されたはず。
我らに義はあるのか。
元親、三成はな、自身を全く偽ることがないんだ。その清潔さは
That's a brilliant combination. You two work really well together.
力が毒の元を破壊せねば軍は壊滅ですぞ。
さて真田、我とのちぎり守ってもらおう。
大谷殿、承知つかまつった。この雪村、今燃えずしていつ燃える。武田に真田ありえ。いざ日の本にこの雪村ありえ。
We've beaten up Yukimura like 2 times, well, 1 time already on this playthrough, plus the cutscene where we made him fall into the ocean. Poor guy. And we just finished his episode too.
石田のことだ。
危険なほどに鋭く、全てを真正面からまっすぐに立つ。冷凍であることに疑いはない。がそれは少々きついかもしれない。
そりゃ面白い。さてはお前も相当手を焼いたな。
どうだったかな。
早分け目か。このほころび、我が作ろうてやる。おお、来たか。主も見やれ。 天外に咲くすみれ色の星を我はなあれが欲しくてたまらぬらしい。
なるほど。ありていに申さば友でござるか、それとも親友、いや魂の友でござるか。
おいやめろ。
Oh, I thought I caught him for sure.
そういうあんたも石だとダチ
Stop guarding.
わけね
いかにもゆえあって豊臣に組みする者の石田殿にはいささかの市場もござら
We
ぬ。
can't catch Yoshitsugu.
えか。残念
だがそれとこれとは道理が別。戦とあらば負けるわけにはいかぬ。
だな。おった、そういうあんた嫌いじゃねえぜ。
弱気になるな。それがしよ主を信じるのだ。船出したんだ。最後まで諦めはしねえ。
一人の落語者もなく守り抜いてみせろ。
これが魂の友、その力でござるか。
だからやめろっつってんだろうが。
おめえら急げ。戦の分け前がなくなっちまうぞ。
案ずるな。我らには大将がついておる。所詮は全部つわものどもの遊びってことかよ。
なるほど。こう落とせばよかったのか。幾ばくかの疲労は与えた。拙者はここまで。いざ尋常に。もう終わっておっただと。
この世で一番熱いのが誰かようやく分かったかい。
Let's get rid of all these commanders so that they don't take back their base. There's so many of them.
俺じゃ俺の船には乗れねえな。
They only have one base, so they're all coming towards it.
なんのさらに険しき戦場とて乗り越えてきたわ。
疲れちまいました。大崎っす兄貴。
遊ぶな行部。
You trying to walk through the fence?
打弱とそしられるのは不愉快だ。
はいすまねえ。これが思いのほかに愉快でね。
元近わしは迷うことをやめた。だがもしお前の目に
家康。
いやすまない。何でもないんだ。忘れてくれ。それが貴様の残滅。
They just keep coming. They just keep coming.
それがなんだ。
I should probably just go take over another base, but
徳川に不幸と星に願いはしたが、
Yoshitsugu's coming.
よもや鬼に疲れようとは。
そういう石田には勇気がついてるじゃねえかい。お互い様ってやつよ。
おお、なるほど。我も鬼か。
ありちまいな。
それは気づかなんだ。
せっかくのツラーワンだ。ここは鬼同士。
There we go. That's a pretty good angle.
やれ困った。食えぬ男を食らえと。
よ何を手間取る。まさか家康と相対しているのか。
案じるな。主の楽しみ奪いはせぬ。
Oh, what? I caught him.
兄貴がいるじゃねえかよ。
But okay, I know in Basara 3 you couldn't catch Yoshitsugu,
本当にそう
or maybe it's my inscription. I can't remember if equipping this inscription makes it so I can catch people I normally couldn't. Does that mean I could have caught Tadakatsu? I don't think so. He's like invincible.
命は取らねえ。鬼の余震ってやつだ。
Ow, stop it.
穴から食えぬ男。
家康、俺がまず石田に仕掛けるぜ。
待て元近。三成とはわしが。
悪いな。お宝は早いもん勝ちが鉄則よ。
貴様これよりの 暴虐私が許可しない。
国強兵、我らこそがこの日の本の一勢なのだ。
あんた足が震えてるぞ。
鬼が相手だ。仕方ねえさ。
他に興味はねえが陣はあって困らねえ。
やるぞ。戦に夢中でお宝を見逃すなよ。
任せてください。
No, I don't need to take over these bases at this point, but it's kind of a habit. Just take over the entire map before I finish it. Ow.
Uchi うちらに包囲されたらもうおしまいや。
他の奴らは食い応えがねえな。
Actually, this is a pretty good loop. I can just attack and then do my Spider-Man swing.
後悔はねえさ。たとえ外れくじでもよ。
雲の子を散らすようにか。悪い夢だ。
よう、元気そうだな。
See, that is badass.
この後に及んで私の元に賊などを送り込むか。
そいつは違うぜ。ここに来たのは俺の勝手よ。聞こえちゃいねえか。
どこまで私を。
I meant to do a double Basara attack, but I hit the wrong button.
家康よ、あんたの拳に迷いはなかった。だが深い悲しみがあった。家康、家康、家康様。いや
別れの時だ、三成。
家康、あんたの言っていた通り、正直バカかと思うくらいまっすぐな男だな、こいつはよ。だがそこが気に入った。俺は決めたぜ。こいつについていく。ここでさよならだ。
ありがとう。
For a second there, I thought we were suddenly doing Ieyasu's story mode because of the cutscene starts off with Ieyasu instead of Motochika. That was a relatively fast story playthrough. Probably because we picked the duel with Masamune, but also because I didn't have too many troubles. Even though Motochika didn't cooperate with me all the time. I do like Mōri's playstyle. Like, he's a really interesting character. But his design still makes me laugh.
乱世を駆け抜けた英雄
These are just Shingen and Kenshin,
新たな日の本は一人の英雄により築き
Naotora
上
and
げられた
Yukimura. Duel against Masamune. Ieyasu stage, and then Battle of Sekigahara against Mitsunari.
野郎ども祝杯だ。飲め、ほらどんどん飲め。
その時代は1000年の時を超えて繁栄を極めるのであった。
Alright, so there you have it. Story mode with Chosokabe Motochika. Really cool character. I really like his style, even if gameplay-wise maybe not quite my cup of tea, but that's okay. There's so many good characters in this game, it's hard to pick out your favorites. And there's a lot to choose from, so I think there's something for everyone here. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if there's any particular characters or any story routes that you want to see. I'm going to wrap up with the last few characters I haven't really touched yet in this series before I leave it off. But I'm always willing to play more Basara. I really like this game. Please give us a new one, Capcom. Please. And I'm not talking about a spin-off. Give us Basara 5. It's been too long. Alright. Thanks so much again, and I hope you're enjoying the series. Bye-bye.